Morning, everyone. I just have one quick comment, and then Kyle's going to talk about some of the deployment update. But if you recall, one of the benefits to the partner that we selected is they brought their entire network forward. So as instead of greenfield building from the bottom up, we started with the existing AT&T footprint and core, and then in this past March we turned on the FirstNet core. And so one of the parts as part of the process of this is we're now certifying different devices to be used on the FirstNet core. And so that's an additional test that takes place with our lab in Boulder. And so just, I think it was yesterday, the Sierra Wireless MG90 in-vehicle router has now been certified to be used on the FirstNet core. And so I just bring that up is that, we continue to go through this process. We continue to get more and more devices that can be operated on the FirstNet core. However, in the interim, for devices that haven't yet been certified, if they can be used on AT&T, you can use them and have priority preemption as part of that benefit. And so that's just the update I had regarding more and more devices coming online over time. I'll certainly be able for questions after Kyle's done. Thanks, Kyle.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you all for having us today. Just wanted to give a kind of a network update from what we got from our network team as far as the new site builds beginning within the state of Iowa. So quick reminder, it's a 5-year network deployment timeline. We obviously hope to have that done at a much closer rate. And as you can see, of the 211 new sites in progress, 72 have already been built. So we're a third of the way already there in this 5-year timeline. Year one's not quite out. So we've committed, obviously, to 99% of the population, 98% of the geography being covered with FirstNet in the state of Iowa to make sure that you have priority and preemption across all LTE bands within the state. A few of the LTE expansion sites, which means we're taking them and making more lanes of highway to be able to make sure you have more bandwidth within the sites, over the last 60 days have been in West Des Moines, Van Horn, Evansdale, and Madrid. So these are older sites that were upgraded to LTE when LTE was first around, and making sure that we expand on those sites, and so that there is more lanes of traffic, more highway, so more bandwidth for you to be able to use. Recently, we had 2 relocation sites in Lamoni and Independence. These are sites that were very old and degraded, that were not producing at the type of network requirements that we have, not only for the state, but for FirstNet. So we actually relocated those sites to provide better coverage in those areas and to have more LTE bands on them as well. As I had mentioned, we have 211 new sites in progress for FirstNet within AT&T within the state of Iowa, which is a huge overtaking for us. 72 sites already on air since opt-in, a little over a year ago now. 56 bandwidth expansion sites. So I had mentioned earlier the 4 sites recently that had bandwidth expansion. We are looking to make sure that those data communications are running smoothly and you can have more of them in these areas. Recent areas that have been covered with new sites include Columbus Junction, Crystal Lake, Graham Mound, Keokuk, Maquoketa, Oldwine, Parkersburg, Stanwood, West Union, Winthrop, and not to forget our friends that cover the Mississippi River. We have Keithsburg, Illinois, New Boston, Illinois, and Oquawka, Illinois, to help our friends over in Des Moines County, north of Burlington, over there with some of the coverage issues that they've been having. And these are areas that have never really been covered by AT&T before. So those are some of the things that have been changing with FirstNet to making sure they have coverage in those areas. Any questions for me? Go ahead, Chris.
Yes, Kyle, thank you. The recent areas covered, I'm assuming these are cities based on the precedent being set with things like Columbus Junction and Crystal Lake, because I know we have Keokuk, Maquoketa on there. Those are also county names. So I'm assuming these are all cities. Is that accurate?
That's as vague as I can be, yeah. Okay. So not to give away the exact site locations. And obviously in Keokuk and Maquoketa, Chris, I'm sure you know, we have more than one site there, but these are adding extra deployment sites within those areas for coverage gaps that we had.
Thank you.
Any other questions for me? And if you do come up with any questions on the FirstNet solution, obviously today was a network update. Feel free to please reach out to me at any point in time.
So there's 211 new from the ground, greenfields, new steel.
That's right. Most of them are partner sites. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Tom. Most of them are partner sites built out with partners that AT&T isn't necessarily building from ground up. But those are new sites that are in progress as of today.
How do you do your backhaul? on all of them? Is it fiber? Is it microwave?
It is.
It is both?
Well, no, it is fiber on most of the sites that are from the ground up. We have other sites that have other type of backhaul systems.
Microwave?
Yeah, that can be that
And the
way.
reason I'm asking is, Melvin, just, if you can see our spider web, and I think I brought this up last meeting, I don't know if I'm concerned about it or if I need to be concerned about it, but it certainly needs to be brought to attention that we're building two massive networks here on top of each other.
Yeah.
And wind farms are being put up, and they use microwave shots. I get microwave notifications on my email. I get 10 the other day of new shots through. And I know I've tasked Melvin with investigating and making sure that the people that know, we would like to be notified. I don't know if there's even a process to do this, that we're not going to get interfered with. I don't know what the process is when they request a new microwave shot to make sure that, in our case, Isicsb isn't there.
Right.
Are they going to shoot it through there anyway, or is that space taken up? Because
That's probably better for a longer conversation
Yeah.
for you and I to have with Andy Sackrider from Network, but
it's really not. I'm more concerned about the wind farms.
Yeah.
And I think you're probably using more fiber than anything. But
that's what we generally would like to use. But some of these
Yeah.
macro sites or microcells that we have to put in certain areas that it's not feasible for us to put up a brand new tower to be
Yeah.
able to, whether it's piggybacking off of radio towers, buildings, et cetera. Sometimes we do have to use other types of backhaul with that.
Okay. I just want to keep it up there so people keep thinking about it in case something later down the road happens.
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions for me right now? Any questions for Tim? Thank you very